Hey, remember when you were a kid or a teenager and you seemingly had infinite amounts of time to spend and throw away on the seemingly frivolous activity of playing a video game? Something that brings extreme joy to a lot of people, myself included, but seems to get lost in the molasses of just everyday life for a lot of folks, including myself now. I'm just gonna cut straight to the chase and say that I think the core reason why we really don't have that much time to play video games as we used to comes down to just work. When you're young, you think, oh, I'm gonna become an adult, right? I can't wait to become an adult, and then I can do whatever the fuck I want. And then you actually grow up, you actually become an adult, and you learn that's the biggest fucking lie in the universe. If anything, you have even less freedom because you have all these responsibilities and obligations you now have to take care of. There's now an existential threat of just being out on the street if you don't take care of your fucking business and you don't do what you have to do. You now need money to survive, to eat, and do everything that you need to be doing. And thus people find themselves with this mortal dilemma of now having the money to afford video games but not having the actual time to play them, because the activities that are generating them the money is also taking up all of their time and energy that they could be using to also play those games and play those things that they're investing hard-earned currency into. And if you're like me and you have other endeavors and other pursuits outside of your regular day job that you're doing, that's even less time you have to spend playing games and doing things that normally you would use to relax and chill out. Matter of fact, I'll let you in on a little behind the scenes, behind the curtain here. I'm the fucking Wizard of Oz. I'm gonna let you see what's behind the fucking curtain for a second. This was not intended to be the video for this week. However, the video I recorded turned out to be way too fucking long. So in order to meet my natural deadline, my self-imposed deadline, I'm making this new video right now to fill that gap. This is all while I'm working my regular 9 to 5 as well. So as ironic as it is that this channel is about video games, or I'm attempting to transition it into being about video games, I also have much less time to really play video games than I would like personally. And as I've been thinking about it, I've been ruminating about it, it came to my understanding, I came to the conclusion that a core part of the issue is just a lack of prioritization, a lack of making time for these things, as they are actually fucking important. Rest is fucking important. I know we live in this society where we're constantly told, you know, you need to work yourself to death in order to make ends meet. You need to fucking bust your ass to get ahead. And if you don't bust your ass constantly, then you're a lazy, worthless piece of shit. I know we live in a society and in a modern age that thinks like this, where that thought process is very rampant, but rest is just as essential to being a human being as anything else. And I think playing video games is an excellent way to chill out and relax your body, relax your brain, and take the edge off. In fact, I had a particular instance that really made me come to understand this a couple years ago. So a couple years ago, I got really into sort of this self-help, getting work done, hustle culture shit. I got really into that for a while, right? And at some point, I had become convinced that, you know, one of the things getting in my way, one of the things stopping me from getting the things that I want is, you know, video games. I'm too into playing games, right? So I took out a little shoebox that I kept in my room for quite some time. I pulled out a black marker and I wrote on it video games, and I just took my PlayStation 4 games. That's how you know this was quite a while ago. I put all of them in this box and stuck them in my closet, and I didn't touch them. I plugged out my PlayStation 4, wrapped up the cords, and I put it away, and I attempted to just quit and just stop playing games 100% cold turkey. And I eventually cracked. because human beings aren't meant to do constant work and constant ass busting. You need time to rest. As with anything, it's how we build more neural connections in our brains. It's how we make our muscles stronger. It's sleep, it's rest. Your purpose as a human being is not to be a fucking work slave for the rest of eternity. And I really hope you understand that. And so once again, I really think you should make a day for it. You need to make a day or a particular time of the day, of every day potentially, or maybe only half the week, where this is your particular time for gaming. This is when you spend playing games, right? You make a conscious separation of these things, of your work and the time you spend playing video games, instead of having one completely consume the other. I guarantee you'll be so much fucking better for it. On the note of the story I just mentioned, I also had a Nintendo Switch, just like I do now. In fact, it's the same Switch I still do have. And I was in the process of playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2, a game that I've made a video about on this exact same channel. And I actually stopped playing it right in the middle of my little anti-video game phase, and I felt like fucking garbage the entire time. I was having an absolute blast with the game. I was falling in love with the world, the setting, and it tore me apart to completely leave that and completely abandon that in pursuit of this ideal of productivity. It got to the point where I was literally having dreams about going back to that world and seeing how things would finally turn out, how the game would actually end. The music of the game would ring in my ears, and I would be reminded of that fantastical imagery and that fantastical landscape. And after waking up from that dream, I made the decision that I would never give it up again. Life is too fucking short to deny yourself of harmless fun. In moderation, of course. But that's neither here nor there. I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, like I mentioned in this video, this was kind of rushed because I made a gigantic fucking oopsie. But in a way, I also think this is an extremely valuable idea and message, because I am currently grappling with this idea, and I definitely think that video games, or the value of video games in terms of their ability to help you de-stress and chill, is just absolutely astronomical, and you should be making time for it in your day-to-day life. Now, if you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I will be here once again next week, same time as usual, and I will see you in the next one.